I'm a graphic designer for TV and film. I'm a member of the ADG, which is the Art Directors Guild here in Los Angeles, and I work in Hollywood. I design within the art department for different movies and TV shows. Production design, art direction, that sort of thing. Those are the skill sets I studied in school. I created a portfolio with photos of different things I've worked on. When I went to my first job interview, I showed my work, talked about my work, and I got that job. When I'm designing, I'm telling a story. I get the script, and I try to create something to help build this world. Oftentimes, people I interact with have never worked with a deaf person before. They've never worked with anyone with a disability at all. They start to imagine what that means, the struggles, the complexities. I'd rather they just meet me first. There are many ways I can communicate without an interpreter or without sign. I typically try to establish a connection first. Part of the reason that I like my job is because it's mostly one-on-one, or I spend a lot of time working independently. During a tech meeting, we typically walk through the script, go over each scene, check that everyone understands the shot list, check that there's any interdepartmental concerns. Typically, I try to resolve all problems before that. For example, I'll have to remind people when there is a complicated video element in the shot that it will be a green screen or a virtual element, making sure that that gets discussed and everyone is made aware of it. Sometimes, I'll have to discuss more in depth after the tech meeting to resolve everything between departments. And some weeks or days it gets incredibly complicated and busy, working 14-hour days. I'd complete a task and get asked to change it at the last minute. It happens a lot, and that's the job. I know what I signed up for, knew what would happen. You really just have to roll with it. You know, it's an ongoing learning process. I think there are a lot of other jobs accessible to deaf people in Hollywood. It's just no one has tried it before. Even if you feel like you're not sure you'll be able to do this or you don't have the skills yet, try to present yourself and say you can do this. You can figure out how. And sometimes you have to really evaluate each situation. Sometimes you have to play the long game. You have to keep the future in mind. Maybe there's something you can tolerate short term and not complain about, but eventually you'll be able to stand up and advocate for yourself later. I think a lot of people I work with now, maybe 5 years ago, they would have said that they couldn't imagine hiring a deaf person. And now they've worked with me, they've worked with someone deaf, they've worked with someone with a disability. They're now comfortable and they know it's not a problem, and there's always a way to figure things out. Part of my worldview is that if I'm successful, other deaf people can be successful too.